Hey guys, it's Quana back again for another review and recap of The Handmaid's Tale. And I'm not giving this much time. I am going in because, of course, I am a little behind. Don't worry, we will get caught up by the time we get into episode 6. If you have seen my face before, but you haven't subscribed yet, why not? It costs you nothing to show a fellow human being, a teacher, a mother, and your friend a little love and affection over here. You just hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and it brightens my day. But if you haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Quana. I go by Her Real Review on YouTube, and I love to talk all things movie and television, sometimes books, because I am a full-time teacher. Yay! And I want you to just remember, especially if you have kids, listen to me. Listen to me carefully. I want you to remember the feelings of love and devotion toward educators that you felt during 2020 and the beginning of 2021, okay? Do you feel it? Tap into that? Tap into that feeling. And now bring it right back over here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so very much. Appreciate you. Okay, if you have been a long time Handmaid's Tale fan like I have, then I have something that is going to shock you and scare you and perhaps make you mad. I'm getting a little tired of the close-ups, just a little bit, and I love Elizabeth Moss, but I'm getting a little bit tired because these long shots looking at her face take so much time. They're often taking a full minute of time away from something that could be happening in the story. And before, where it was kind of a little quirky thing that the show was doing, it is starting to kind of grate on my nerves just a tad bit. I'm sorry, Bruce. I'm sorry, Lizzie. Don't hate me. Okay, but let's get into the episode. Okay, this episode is entitled Promotion. So who's getting promoted? Well, apparently Luke is getting promoted. Despite botching his last, little mission, he's getting promoted because he has the plans, he has the faces of the commanders who helped to bomb the planes that were trying to save his daughter. And so they're going to try to take out those commanders personally, and he is the man with the plan. So everybody's listening to him like he knows what he's doing. Wrong. And there is June looking with her most concerned face, like, why are you listening to these civilians who know nothing about what's going on? And they concoct a plan that eventually they are going to go into Jezebel's, and that is where they're going to take out the commanders. Who's already done that once before? Everybody raise your hand if you know the answer to this question. Okay, I know the answer is June. And June wants you guys to know that too. So she does tell them, hey, I am the only person who's actually done this. You're not going to even know how to get into Jezebel's, let alone there are innocent women there who've already gone through enough. How are you going to get them out? Oh, they had no intention to get them out. Now, finally, this kind of perks the little ears of one particular person, Moira, who also was in Jezebel's. And it's like, you're not planning to get my fellow Jezebel sisters out? No. We're not willy-nilly bombing innocent women here for some cockamamie plan. No. That's not going to happen. So she volunteers to go undercover into Jezebel's. Well, this poses a problem because, of course, one, what if she is recognized? And so guess who begins to kind of tussle verbally with her about this plan? Well, it's June. June goes behind Moira's back and talks to the civilian in charge, and whose name I don't remember, and I'm not going to remember because I don't think they're that important to the storyline, and says, hey, I will go in her place. This turns into an epic battle between Moira and June over kind of who had it worse, and the fact that Moira thinks that June is acting high and mighty, like she had it worse, and like she's the only person who could do something, and she's the only person who can save the day. The only thing I have to say is I hate when Moira makes me defend June. Listen, I am definitely not trying to be a June apologist. However, if Moira will remember correctly, she was utterly disgusted when June took out Fred. She was disgusted about how that went down. What makes you think you have the fortitude to go into Jezebel's and do what maybe needs to be done when you have utter disgust over June getting revenge on her command? Mind you, Moira is a person who has killed people. So I think being in Canada, for so long kind of blinded her to the world that we're currently existing in. And I think while she had every right to say to June, I've been raising your kid, taking care of your man, and now it's your turn to do those things and be the housewife that you signed up to be because you got married and that was what you wanted out of life, and I did not want that. And for me to be off and go to do what I need to do and you not worry about saving me to take care of your kid, and wrong. Like, that part of the conversation, completely valid. The rest of it, not so much. Okay, so all of that is happening, but ultimately, it ends up being kind of like, well, guess what? Both of you can go in. Yay for leaving Holly a potential orphan with the old lady who we don't know how long she has left. Like, just saying, it just sounds like such a smart idea here. That's when Luke finds out all of this, he is also very frustrated because you need to sit yourself down somewhere and you need to be going back to Alaska and let me do what I came here to do. And of course, June is like, but you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to shoot a weapon. You don't know how to go into this. But after the tempers cool, they decide to go on the mission together. Reunited, and it feels so good. And so it seems like kumbaya, all is well in the world outside of Gilead for June and Luke, who are now going to be on a mission together. That worked out so well in season 5, didn't it? Worked out so very well in season 5. Just saying. Okay, back in New Bethlehem, things are going really well. Families are reuniting, like potentially Rita. And aside from all of that, Lawrence is doing very well, and the high commanders are very proud of him. Yay. Listen, I love Lawrence, okay? I love Lawrence. I really do like Lawrence a lot. But he's one of those characters that, again, with Nick, it's like, you did this. You're not a good person. I guess you're doing a little bit better. A win is a win. A win is a win. And so he ends up getting promotion, into high commander status, kind of, sort of. Is he a high commander? I think he's a high commander. He gets promoted anyway. And High Commander Wharton oversees it and gives him like a little pin, and they have a little ceremony where he gets like knighted, like Knights of the Round Table. This is like some really fun cosplay stuff going on right now. I will say that Wharton has so far shown that he has a lot more morals, and while he's a little bit willing to be liberal as it pertains to the needs and desires of Serena Joy, he does have pretty steady ethics in comparison to the other high commanders who are like, hey, guess what we're going to go do? We're going to go live it up in Jezebel's. Yes, right, you got promoted, so we're going to go take you to get some whores and some booze and some booty. And all I can think at this point, while they're just doing this, and definitely there's some people who are in the company who are like, I don't do that. We don't do that. No. Did Putnam? Well, I guess technically Putnam got for rape. You let me know in the comments, okay? When the commanders get to Jezebel's, guess who gets to reunite again? It's Lawrence and it's Janine. But in a very sweet moment when they get some alone time together, Lawrence gives Janine a drawing that little Angela did, and it really smooths things over. And it does show that he still has a soft spot for people who, have been broken by Gilead and literally by his actions, world that he's helped to. So that's a positive. Janine asks Lawrence about, Angela and how she's doing, and he assures her that she's safe. But then she reminds him that bad things happen to the daughters of commanders too. And it's something to think about in this world that they're building, that just because their daughters are safe for now doesn't mean they'll be safe forever. And that means that at least Janine putting a seed in Lawrence's head that he needs to get Angela out of Gilead, maybe into New Bethlehem where things will be slightly better, or maybe even out of the country if he can. And maybe at the end of it all, he'll do his one good deed and somehow get Angela back to Janine, and they can be reunited outside of Gilead alive. Serena Joy's plans and her talks and her showing off baby Noah have worked, and not only has it kind of lessened some of the tensions, but now new refugees are arriving into New Bethlehem, and guess who's come to visit? Rita! Yay! I get it. I get it. Rita wanted to reunite with her sister, and her sister isn't a kind of woman, so at least there's that. She's safe and she's alive, or at least for now. And so they're reunited, and she plans to stay in New Bethlehem until she can figure out a way to get her sister out. I definitely feel like they're teasing the idea that Rita is going to show up as a character in the spinoff, because I think definitely our main characters will go on to do new work, and she will stay and remain behind and be in the spinoff, because I think that they're definitely going to have like one or two of the actors who can sustain and kind of be a bridge into that new show, even if it's not for the duration of the show, at least for the first couple of episodes. Serena sees Rita and is very joyously meeting her, and she's like, I'm not here for you. That's why I kept thinking of Angelica Schuyler. I'm not here for you. I know my sister like I know my own mind. And so she runs off to reunite with her sister. And of course, Serena Joy feels the cold shoulder. Not for too long, though. Not for too long, though, because she's got a new man in the horizon, and things are looking up for her in this new Bethlehem life. We're in episode 4 now, and I don't know where we are in the show. I don't know what trajectory, if these characters are going to get their comeuppance, what's going to happen. And it's really kind of unsettling, just a tiny. Rita gets a chance to reunite with Nick, and she asks him, like, is it really better here? And he basically is like, well, it's a little bit better here. And she's going to stay, and he's going to do what he can to help her and her sister to get back out. I'm not holding out hope, because guess what? Nick is living on the edge a little bit. He's doing reckless things in the, pursuit of June, and I don't know that Nick is going to survive to be able to help anybody. Just saying. And then finally we get Serena reuniting with Nick's father-in-law, who takes her on a beautiful little stroll, and they talk about seeing each other. Well, he saw her in DC when she had that lovely little waltz with her husband, and how he coveted another man's wife, breaking one of the commandments because he wanted to be the one dancing with her. And so they dance in the street. And who shows up? It's Aunt Lydia. Avon calling. In this episode with promotion, I feel like the biggest shift is, of course, the fight with June and Moira, because we're finally getting some of this frustration that's been brewing between them out, and maybe they can kind of finally get past it. Seemingly, June and Luke are on the same page now, so yay, a win is a win on that front, I guess. And then, of course, we have Lawrence meeting up with Janine. The pieces of the puzzle for this coup at Jezebel's are slowly getting into place, and we're getting steadily closer to hopefully what will be a payoff in this way, in some kind of way, with regards to getting Hannah, not getting Hannah, killing commanders, whatever is going to happen. Hopefully we're going to get an outcome soon. So predictions for the next episode. Let me know in the comments if you haven't had a chance to watch episode 5 yet. Let me know your predictions for what will happen in the next episode. What was your favorite moment from this episode? And should Rita stay in New Bethlehem? Question of the day. Should Rita stay in New Bethlehem? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Toodles!